Please do it right now. Please don't waste time. Yeah, of course.
We can change only the voting. Yes.
Yeah. Who will be our leader speaker? I haven't heard it. Okay, thank you very much. Who will be the opponent? Who will be the opponent? And who will be the viewer from the Euro Center? Thank you very much. So, hi everybody. It's a great pleasure for me to speak from here today as a final. I'm glad to see you all. I'm glad to see a lot of juries. And I want to present our solution of the basis problem. And I'm from the Belarusian State University. Okay, what we should do? We should think that about a basic compound. The basic compound is the dimethyl ether, as it said on the task. So we should think about transforming primer raw materials into this DME compound. We should think about how to synthesize different chemicals, fuels, and lubricants from dimethyl DME. I'll call it that if you allow. Also, we should evaluate the advantages, the disadvantages, and think about the economic proper. Should we actually do it for dimethyl ether? So let's start this. I'll tell a little bit more about how our solution is taught. So we'll think about making from DME fuel, chemicals, and lubricants. But there is already DME is already used as a fuel. So we'll think not only as using it as a fuel, but also synthesizing it. Next slide, please. In 2005, Olaf suggested that further economy will be changed. He suggested to use methanol and dimethyl ether as future fuels because this will allow to make the carbon cycle more circle. Yeah, actually that. So actually it's less than 10 years and he already has 900 citations. That's huge. Next slide, please. One of his sayings was that in short term, DME will produce will be produced from a lot of raw material as gas, coal, peat, wood, and so on, even waste. So what do we have? Actually, the problem of converting raw material to DME will be solved in short future. We'll stop on that. Okay, I have limited time, so let's go further. How it is used nowadays is already used as fuel in public transport in Sweden and Denmark. You can see the truck, you can see an autobus. Plus, there are huge factories that are built nowadays in Korea, Iran, Japan, Russia, Austria, USA to provide more and more dimethyl ether. Next slide, please. So, it was said that it's a prospective alternative fuel. What can we say according to the numbers? We see from the table that many properties of dimethyl ether makes it look really pretty as an alternative fuel. Well, we have a similar table. Next slide, please. Here, to compare diesel fuel and dimethyl ether. The only problem is, you can see the third from the bottom row. The calorific value is lower. So why is dimethyl ethyl can be used as a fuel? Well, the solution is that it doesn't need to be heated up actually, as we now heat up the diesel fuel. So already in the Research Institute of Automobile and Engine in Russian Federation, in the diesel fuel engine was poured dimethyl ethyl. It was found out that the power didn't change a lot, but the NOx gases were lowered, the smokiness was lowered, the sound was lowered, and it makes this substance really perspective as an alternative fuel. Let's go further about the cost. Synthesizing dimethyl ether is almost it actually is the lowest, and is liquefied natural gas, so it won't be a problem of money. This all make it possible to think about dimethyl ether as a future fuel from us. So, okay, next slide please. We already can use dimethyl ether as a fuel. We have to synthesize it. We can synthesize it from raw material, as it said according to the task, from synthesis gas, through the stage of synthesis gas. There are different mechanisms. So next slide please, I'll show the main reaction. I want to point out that in different conditions, different proportion, can CO be to hydrogen. So, and it always is a dynamic equilibrium. The reaction can be shifted to the right, to the left as we want, as we need. Next slide please, yeah. So what do we have by now? Dimethyl ether is already used as fuel. Through the synthesis gas, again shifting the equilibrium to the left, we can synthesize a lot of chemicals, lubricants, fuel. I'll talk about it later, but I want to point out that by the direct reaction of dehydrogenation, we can achieve ethylene, propylene, then like olefins, then we can have petroleum, gasoline, aromatic, and other compounds. All this makes that we can synthesize organic compounds from, let's say, C5, C12. Okay, next. Methanol. There's a huge book by Allah about this thick, 900 pages, with many authors, that there are many descriptions how to synthesize a lot of organic compounds from methanol. I was surprised. Methanol, I thought it was unsafe, but he said it was perfect for the future synthesis. So, again, moving equilibrium back and forth, we can transfer from dimethyl ether to methanol. So we can synthesize low organic from C1 to C5, maybe more. Then we have from C10 to C a lot. This can be done by Fischer-Tropsch reaction that is used already now. It should be said that reaction should be taken in mention, but let's move to the next slide. Yeah, it was the Flory hypothesis that he described how he described the formation of this or that fraction of organic compounds. He thought of the K1 as a rate of growing chain and a K2 as a rate of stopping chain. After that, he and independent from him, Schultz, he suggested formulas to calculate how much of the needed fraction we'll actually have. So, for what is important for us? To synthesize paraffins, lubricants, we have to have a large alpha. So the K1, the growing rate should be large. How can we achieve that? Next slide, please. I have limited time, so I'll quick up a little bit. Chain formation on the catalyzer. This mechanism is already known. Is already obtained. Is already described in a lot of books, articles, manuscripts, and so on. We have the chain formation. Then we have the first growing action. Well, it's actually simple organic. as we have first growing action, we have first chain breakdown. Then we go to, next slide please. Yeah, the growth of the chain by the algebraic dimension. So our chain grows, next slide please, grows, and grows even further. This already is used. You've probably all heard about the synthetic engine lubricants. During the Formula One advertisements, Mobile One, Lukoil just says how much they can synthesize good fuel, that the lubricants are the best. So this is how they actually achieve some of them now. By increasing the alpha to 1, where the K2 will be 0, you'll have a great C number. Next slide, please. I should also mention about the advantages and disadvantages. Well, it's cost less to transfer. It is literature information that was calculated. It's easy for use in synthesis because it contains hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, what else we need for organic synthesis. The nitrogen you have it a lot in air. Easy to obtain, and safety, it's not toxic. The main disadvantages are two, that about its using as a fuel. But as you've seen, this problem is less than 10 years. Not all is known by this time. Investigations, experimental data addition should be brought out. So I move to conclusions. We showed how to transfer raw material to dimethyl ether. How we can synthesize our dimethyl ether to different organic compounds. We suggested that how to make it in different possible ways. We thought about advantages, disadvantages, and we actually tried to calculate it only on fuel, because other data is, for now, it's just literature review, but it's hard for this moment. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Any clarifying questions? Okay, so what is there?
Presentation. You've done a lot of great job and took this difficult question. You will face with this difficult problem, and you start to solve it. Thank you for this. And so you know a lot of. You say us about how you can use this basis in the chemical industry. So you propose to use this ethyl in the like a fuel, like any other chemical, and is it also good? But you propose to use raw materials, synthetic gas. I got it. No? So the first question, what raw material you will use for the production synthetic gas, and how will safety process, and so why don't you compare with another basis using in the chemistry? Maybe it's more efficiency. So what? So you propose on the first slide through approaches, yes? But what can you? Maybe there is more than 2 or 3 because this ether can be used in many fields. So can you also say me how you evaluate disadvantages and the economical efficiency of using this basis? Okay. So maybe we start with that.
No, I understand why I'm asking the question. If you there's more
Disadvantages. Can you repeat disadvantages? Oh, economy. Okay, I got it. So, okay, about the raw material, can I actually do it myself? Oh yeah, the raw material is in the orange box. We have coal, peat, wood waste. Yeah, and that is referred to synthesis gas. This is already known technology. It depends on the raw material. So,
sorry, dear opponent, it's
okay, I'll answer. Okay, efficiency. You mean the efficiency? I didn't write all the question. We'll discuss it a little bit later. The efficiency of most of the processes are already known. I suppose that if there wouldn't be efficient, why would they be used in industry? So we'll talk about this, I hope, in a minute. Using ether in another way. According to the task, yeah, can do actually this task. Chemicals, fuels, lubricants. Okay, really, I thought about lubricants and I found out that the ether is, well, it just not only can be, it's not very good to use it as a lubricant. It can be used as a fuel, it can be used as chemical, but it's too easy to discuss. So there are other, of course, there are other usage of ether. It's used as clear down somewhere here, I suppose. Well, don't remember. Well, we'll talk about it later. I have other questions. And disadvantage economy. Just remember me about this question. And disadvantage and economy. Well, I mentioned that the boom that we have now. Well, let's use ether as a fuel. Let's use it as a further synthesis. That's not there. Just low and not hear the voices of what is the main disadvantage. We try to, I tried to find it, I asked the team to help, but actually what I got is how it can be transformed, how it can be, what problems we will get while synthesizing it and in the industry we are talking about. The main disadvantage is there's not enough critical information about this. There are not enough calculations. There is a certain amount of research and experimental data, but it's not enough for this point. So it's like only less than 10 years. It's having a booming peak. It's a booming peak soon. So probably when carefully investigating all this stage, we will have some disadvantages. But nowadays it's in the process. I said that in Korea, 2020 it will only be that bill. So we are talking about perspective in 5 years. Okay. Politics? Okay.
synthesis will involve synthetic gas, of course. You say that these raw materials produces synthetic gas, and it will be very prospective fuel for the future. But this synthetic gas during this process can be very dirty, and it will be very hard to clean it.
Yeah, okay, that is cheap. Actually, that isn't
Yes,
cheap.
it's cheap, but we will propose this basis element, but it will be very economically not efficient.
Okay, I'm stopping on that. Fischer-Tropsch, I've mentioned it, Fischer-Tropsch mechanism. It is already using this whole stage, from natural gas through synthesis gas to alpha and what I said in the previous slides. It is already used and the synthesis gas is already clean. In fact, the proportions are very right to achieve better. These investigations are already brought out. Some of them are hidden in patents of certain companies. For example, Mobile One or Lukoil, as I mentioned. The problem of clean synthesis gas is problem actually for good companies. Yeah.
But we can produce these bases more easier, but not with this thing, for example.
Yeah.
But
I
how
think
do
we
you
can.
propose this? It's not effective.
Okay.
So,
Okay, I'll say why I'll say why I moved it. Because I want to demonstrate that the equilibrium is dynamic and can be shifted as to the right, as to the left. So, for example, if we increase, increase volume, we'll have synthesis gas. If we increase pressure, we'll have the methyl ether with the right catalyst, with the right temperature. So this process is back and forward. I mentioned this reaction because it is already known technology, already efficient technology to synthesize most of the things we need from synthesis gas.
you use a lot of difficult technologies. It's really not so safe.
I use already known technology. What can be difficult with it?
Difficult with it is without the high pressure you will use these gases under the pressure, yes.
Well, of course, I'll provide pressure, temperature, and so on.
Yes, and you will, it's not efficiently, so.
I get your point.
Yes, and and the other scheme, you propose to use this ethyl for production alkanes, no?
What exactly
And
you
you,
tell me
when
this
you
time?
said,
Yeah, you can't use
Good,
that.
thank you. When you in this one you produce alkanes.
Yeah, this point it is for these are
There are
hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons, yeah, they are more saturated.
Hydrocarbons, but there are a lot of simply very cheap method for producing it. Not so
For example, look at, I suppose for C15, there is a cheaper way, but okay, maybe I don't know about it, but maybe it's something that I didn't find.
That's
But
why you should compare these bases using for in this method with another basis which.
Look, I've reviewed a lot of information and I've
Yes,
seen what I
see.
need in the task. I should propose if it will be efficient, if we use already known technology, it will be economic. We don't need to build new factories for synthesizing something. It is already, we have it already. We just use more technology we have, just in another way.
For example, what we try to use this dimethyl ethers in the field which it's how you will concurrent in these fields, in the production in the alkaline, in the fuel production. But maybe you will.
I didn't understand the question. Okay,
I'm so sorry.
I should transform dimethyl ether to what?
You propose to use this but you can produce biofuel not only from this. And I asked you.
I was needed to think about if the methyl ether can be used as a basic compound to to synthesize fuel, or it can be already used. Okay, probably the using as a fuel is not completely the bureaucratic thing of this task. Okay, probably. Okay, but we can use it already as a fuel. Why to synthesize? Why to make the a problem? You have a fruit and you have an apple. Why we need an orange? For example, that we have already an apple. We don't need to plant something else to have another fruit. We have already an apple. For example, in the back. I don't think you're. Well, my point is that if we need to synthesize fuel, it's okay. I showed you how, but I also suggested that nowadays technologies is by using methyl ether as a fuel will push gas fuel, gasoline from the market. So why wouldn't we think about as using as a fuel nowadays? So we are thinking, the further technology will push the nowadays technology back.
But if you will use it in the fuel, you should to change all the
Okay. I want to change the economic. I will have money from it. You understand? These modern countries, Sweden, Denmark, are already making the public transfer using dimethyl ether.
But it's not so much such machine.
It's just the start. Just start. You've seen that in Russian Federation, in the Great Country, of course. Research Institute of Automobile and Engine already made some investigation.
Did you see this machine in the house?
No, actually I'm from Belarus.
I'm sorry.
So this is just an investigation. You see, we are just moving towards it. It's not like, today we'll switch from gasoline. Okay, from gasoline. For example, tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, it's like, today we are writing only the methyl ether. No, it will change. So we are just step by step going. First, public transport. They have another fuel usage than cars. Of course, I don't suppose that planes will fly with the methyl ether. Not mine actually, with the methyl ether. No, fuels for aircraft will be synthesized by different by technologies from the methyl ether. But we can use it in diesel engines already now. So it was needed just to say that. So or otherwise it will be just a loss of work. So for example, I made for 2 months calculations how to use it, and in 2 years it's just nothing. It's just paper. It's just history. So this will be sometimes our future. Nowadays will be sometimes history. So I'm talking about the future. All this requires future. See, 2010. In Iran there are built.
Sorry, last speaker, you've run out of time. We are opening here for some time.
So I would like to summarize this book as so we look how we use this basis for the producing. There's only 3 types in the 3 approaches. We thought that it's become more. And maybe we should find some field when we use these elements. As for chemistry, we saw that a lot of complex project and that was very difficult to understand. No, not understand, but to do in the production. So here estimate only one efficiently. They're using this base only in the theory. But what about chemistry? And so maybe we will discuss in the next video.
Thank you very much for this slide. Now I would like to ask our teacher to evaluate the situation.
Okay, I will to sum up this discussion, this challenge. Well, it was a very lively discussion, yes, from the speaker. But the opponent was a little more confused. I think that was due to the quality of information in the speech of the reporter. So, about solution. The speaker will bring the solution according to the task condition. It's cool, it's nice. But I think that the literature review was so broad, so big, and I think that you can. I think that it would be better that speaker had less volume of information, but with more efficiency, more full absorbed of my sentence, because we have big text, big information volume without contradictions. For example, without equation of the balance, without the equation of balance, without reaction constant, we cannot know what is the main way of these reactions. Maybe it's not rentable to use DNA because maybe we will get so small quality of products, and maybe don't get the we need. So about presentation. Yeah. Simple and clear. It's good. It's good. It's like me. So opponent unfortunately doesn't talk about Charles' opinion about solution. Does it solve or not? And it's important for us. So I think that the task was solved, but it's too big. I think it will be more clear, more precision, more accuracy. Okay, that's all.
Thank you very much for the opening speaker.
I had silence for some time. Can I stop, please? I had silence for some time. I'll stop. I'll give you a word. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I could have shown here concentrates, some initial data, some not mentioned. I thought of energy, for example. But really, yeah, I didn't do it, and if I would change my presentation, I would totally do it. But these reactions are already used. Yeah, I didn't think of it that it will doubt something fine, but okay, I'll do it for further. About decreasing information, the thing is a relatively theory. I've read so much information that this is not too much for me. I decrease it as much as I'm curious. So actually, I would just squeeze it, and then all I could is get. About more efficiency. Yeah. Really, this is a good point. To prove that I did a review, I did several calculations, but got to the opinion that it's like just saying some numbers that won't make any sense because the accuracy is almost zero because we can some of the processes are models for further plans, further technologies. So yeah, efficiency. I thought that I did some calculation and I didn't show it that opinion, but actually yeah, I just showed how much information we have, how much information we will have, so the efficiency is not the task we should solve right now. Okay, you had some points.
Yes, I think that the point about this calculation is very important if we have to know, does it real or not? Does it good way for React or not? And I think that you could reduce something else for your report for get time for creation.
Okay, thanks. About the first, I'll show you why. Why I think I'm right. So, the first process is converting from raw material to synthesis gas is already calculated beside me. It was calculated a long time before me actually. So this is not the about synthesis gas and DME. This this point, yeah. According to the literature, I have also calculated and from C5 to C10 with the alpha we 0.75.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my.
Russian notice it's not so good in international.
Yeah, that I actually mentioned. Yeah, that's my mistake. Okay, so for low amount we have high. We have for low hydrocarbon we have small alpha. You see that to reach from C1 to C5, we have a good decrease. So we can actually derive the alpha very good for low molecular compounds. So this actually is working right now too. About what else? About moving the equilibrium back to synthesis gas. This, yeah, what calculation should have been there? How much catalyzation, how much pressure, how much temperature, probably, but I don't have experiment with that.
Not for us, if it will be economically efficient to use only these bases and in these fields.
Okay, the task was to think about DME as a basic approach. It wasn't sent to compare with something else.
But it should be economically efficiently to using it.
Okay. Do you want to travel somewhere to Bulgaria? Why would you say no? But after that, I will tell you how does it happen. So we say, no Bulgaria. It's irrelevant. You see, they kind of physical. All technology is already used. You have what you have now. To make new product, to change something, we need a lot of money.
But who will put this money for use?
The technology is already used. So we can use the plans.
Don't propose anything new.
I did? Okay. Yeah.
I think that their opponents talk something right because you need to comply with this
Okay, probably. Yeah, okay.
each other, but I think that opponents
Really sorry because I think you have what to discuss. Thank you very much. Now, the experts, please ask your question.
President, first of all, I want to clarify a little about the composition of synthesis gas.
Yes.
Right now, okay.
This one or the next one?
Are you sure that it's carbon dioxide and not monoxide?
Oh, my mistake, Oh my God.
Where is your mistake, first?
Not only his.
That's not carbon dioxide. I'm sorry, that's carbon
Slide
monoxide.
number 15, please.
Yeah, that's actually my mistake. I found it doing this thing.
Slide number 15.
Yeah, this,
How are you going to transform ethyl methacrylate into polymethyl methacrylate?
What again?
How are you going to transform ethyl methacrylate to polymethyl?
That isn't actually mine. Yeah, it's the review that shows that from methanol you can have a lot.
Also on slide 70.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask, what do these square brackets mean?
Oh, a large chain of surface of the catalyst.
A large chain of catalyst.
No,
Okay,
yes,
and
surface of
from the previous one, you have mentioned that you put the carbide not 70 but iron 2 carbon. The previous slide, I guess. Yes, are you sure about that formula?
What exactly do you mean?
Average number 3.
Free from. Oh, you mean this iron
It's
two?
not
Yeah,
usual.
it was a surprise for me. No. I will say that it was a surprise for me. What is that? But actually, I tracked the literature. Yeah, it is something like carbon with 2 bonds there for iron, 2 bonds there for iron 2. But again, this isn't my information. I got what I got.
Okay, it's great. And on slide 12, just also to clarify a little bit. Slide 12, please. Slide 12, number 12. How the dimethyl ether would be transformed into ether just only by elimination of the water molecule? So simple. Into propylene.
No, actually, again, different factors are used. For example, let's think about it logically. We should extract water, so something that extracts water really cool. What can be? For example, the oxide, phosphorus oxide.
Not from ether.
Okay, maybe some catalyst. Actually, again, this is all literature information.
Okay, but you had looked with the literature. I haven't. So I'm interested in that. Probably it's not the single reaction, it's several reactions, and especially I'm interested in that transformation of dimethyl ether with just only 2 carbon atoms into propylene. And of course propylene is
That's a good
also
question.
very strange here.
Propylene, yeah, it was again strange about that too, but is it actually? Yeah, it's missed a three here.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing is, why propylene is synthesized? We have a small amount of it's Russian carbon that attaches it's half here and attaches to already known to already existing molecules. So this is just a small amount. I'm sorry for such a lot of mistakes. I'm really sorry. You know, I was checking my I'm sorry, but I didn't actually check the literature as well. I believed it too much. That's my mistake. I think I got it.
Okay, thank you very much. And the last question.
I have one question not for the presentation, but for the task. In your conclusion, I couldn't see the main conclusion. Is the dimethyl ether is suitable as a basic compound for petrochemical process because of the main thing why petrochemical chooses one thing or another is just economy, not science.
Okay, so
partners.
I got your question. So I wrote here that so dimethyl ether as a basic compound seems feasible. So I think yeah, it seems as a basic compound it seems good. So according to the data I analyzed, according to the rough calculations and the technology we already have to make our future, it is I think it seems feasible. I didn't say that. Okay, yeah, I did understand.
Just to clarify, what is seems?
Seems it means to seems yes, seems yes to my mind, but I didn't say that G metal ether as a basic compound is feasible. I don't.
So it doesn't.
No,
You don't say is, it does not, right?
no. It means that I can prove it. Seems is yes for me, so I shall prove it in further. So it seems for me yes, but I didn't think I have enough information, enough calculations to prove all of you that this seems everything is correct. So I made seems as a verb I wanted.
Just check Google Translate.
Okay, thank you very much.
Seems is okay.
Okay, thank you very much for everybody's ready for this. Okay, now we will score the speaker's team for the solution. 7, 5, 8, 9, 8, 8, 8, 7, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 8, 8, 4. Once again, please. 7, 5, 8, 9, 8, 8, 8, 7, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 8, 8, 4. Okay, thank you very much. The next score is for the speaker's team for the presentation. And it is okay. 8, 7, 7, 9, 9, 9, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 4, 7, 6, 8, 6, 7. Once again. 8, 7, 7, 9, 9, 9, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 4, 7, 6, 8, 6, 7. Thank you very much. And the third score for the opposition is okay. 7, 7, 5, 5, 4, 4, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6, 4, 5, 5, 5, 7, 6. Once again. 7, 7, 5, 5, 4, 4, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6, 4, 5, 5, 5, 7, 6. Our dear experts, please make some comments on the highest and the lowest number.
Yeah, of course I can comment on form. It seems to me what the task was solved incompletely, because as an expert which solves the problem, you should give a definite, motivated answer. Yes or no, this was your task, to evaluate and to provide a decision for us. You know, you did not perform this task. So incomplete solution, -4 points. Any other questions? And a lot of errors, chemical errors.
Yeah, chemical errors I agree with.
And incomplete solution,
Yeah,
-4.
okay, yeah, that's not question for me. Okay.
4 points.
Highest mark. Okay, thank you very much for this.